Hi, welcome to the Week 15 Toolkit for Advanced Algebra. Let's get started. Number one. Now, we are using the cancel the denominator method. Okay, we have two options. So, one of them is we're going to take the least common denominator and we're going to multiply it across and cancel and then solve the equation. Number two, if you have trouble multiplying that denominator and canceling, we have this other method where we're going to make all the denominators match and then multiply and cancel. Okay, so you're going to need to pick a method that you like the best. So, number one, we need to find the least common denominator. So the least common denominator is 12. It's the least common multiple. It's that number that will cancel all of the denominators. Okay, it's a number, it is a multiple of all the denominators, and it will cancel the denominators. So if you cannot see that the least common denominator is 12, you can write all the multiples of 12, the multiples of 4, the multiples of 3, the multiples of 2, and you can see that the least common denominator or the least common multiple is 12. Okay, so this is just take the least common denominator and multiply to the tops. So we have 12 over 1 getting multiplied to all the tops. So let's talk about maintaining balance. Okay, so notice we're doing the same thing. Here is my equal sign. I do the same thing to the left as I do to the right. Okay, see how that's going to maintain that balance? Now, with your calculator, I need you to take 12 times 4, hit the equal sign, and divide by 3. Okay, or you could take 12 divided by 3 is 4 times 4, you should get negative 16n. Okay, either way. Let's do the next one. Either 12 times 3 with your calculator and then divide by 2, or if you want to do it in your head, 12 divided by 2 is 6, times 3 is 18, minus 18. Okay, 12 divided by 4 is 3, times 9 is 27. And 12 divided by 12 cancels, and that leaves 25. Okay, so this is knowing how to use your calculator. Okay, so now the next step is combine like terms. Negative 16n plus positive 9 is equal to 25. Continue to isolate the variable. Subtract 9 from both sides. Negative 16n is equal to 16. And very often, the last step of solving an equation, divide by the coefficient that's on the variable, n is equal to negative 1. Number two, now the least common denominator is harder to see. We need to cancel an n squared, a 5n squared, and a 5. Now you could just multiply everything together. Hopefully that you see that 5n squared, all of these is n squared represented? Yes. 5n squared, yes, is the 5. Is there anything in any of those denominators that did not get represented? No. Okay, so we could just multiply all the tops by 5n squared, but we're going to do this little trick. You might hate it, and you might want to just multiply by 5n squared and move on. But what if we made all the denominators a perfect match. Okay. I have n squared and I want 5n squared. Can you see that I need to multiply by 5? Okay. Now to maintain balance, whatever I do to the bottom, I also do to the top. Okay. So it's a little trick. This one doesn't need to change. Now, this one, I have 5. I want n squared. So I multiply by n squared. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. Okay. Now I take the least common. So you know what? Sorry, I'm going to rewrite this. 5 over 5n squared is equal to 1 over 5n squared plus n squared over 5n squared. Should I reduce those? No, I have the least common denominator that I want. So I'm going to multiply everything by 5n squared. My whole goal is to cancel that denominator. Okay, so cancel, perfect match, perfect match. So now my equation comes down as 5 is equal to 1 plus n squared. Okay, so if you don't like that method, come into office hours, come into homework club, and I can show you the other method. Okay. But both methods would bring you down to this point. This is where they would agree. Okay. How do I solve this quadratic equation? Notice I have no linear term. I have no n. So I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. 4 is equal to n squared. I'm going to take the square root of both sides. So n is equal to, now whenever you take the square root of n squared, yeah, this is degree 2. So this is telling us I'm looking for how many solutions? 2 solutions. Okay, so what are my 2 solutions? Square root cancels the squared. Yeah, square root of 4 is 2. So my solutions are 2 and negative 2. Yeah, if you look here, positive 4. 2 squared is 4. Negative 2 squared is also 4 because you're taking a negative times a negative. So there are my 2 solutions. Okay, now we could do the make it match method. Can everybody see what the least common denominator is? 2k squared. Okay, everyone's represented. So if you want to see me do method number 2, come into homework club and we can talk about it. But I'm going to try going straight to method number 1. So I'm going to multiply everything by 2k squared. So notice I do the same thing to the left as I do to the right. Okay, if you want to do tops and bottoms, then you could make it match, but you would still have to cancel. So let's see what we get when we cancel. These cancel, and I get k squared plus 3k minus 10. Look at this. When I cancel, what's going to be left? K. So I have plus k times k plus 4. The k squared cancels, and I have 2k minus 6. So let's distribute. K squared plus 3k minus 10 plus k squared plus 4k is equal to 2k minus 12. So I'm going to, let's combine like terms. So I have 3k and 4k. I have k squared and k squared. 2k squared plus 7k minus 10 is equal to 2k minus 12. So that was combine like terms. Now we're going to solve this quadratic. We need to move everything over. So we have a 0 on this side minus 2k. So I have 2k squared plus 5k minus 10 is equal to negative 12. Add 12 to both sides. So I have 2k squared plus 5k plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, at this point, we are solving a quadratic. You could do quadratic formula. You would get the correct answers. I am going to factor. So I'm going to do rainbow diamond box. I'm going to multiply and get 4. The 5 goes on the bottom. Two numbers that multiply to get 4 is 4 times 1. Multiply to get 4, add to get 5. So here's my box. I have 2k squared. I have 2. I need to split my 5k. So that's going to be 4k and 1k. Okay, the greatest common factor of the top row is 2k. 2k times k is 2k squared. 2k times 2 is 4k. K times 1 and 1 times 2 is 2. So I have 2k plus 1 and k plus 2. Remember, we're not just factoring, we are solving. So the first one is a two-step equation. 2k plus 1 equals 0. Subtract 1. Divide by 2. So k is equal to negative 1/2. This is just a one-step equation. I can see that that is negative 2. Okay, number 4. So we have one person can clean the attic in 9 hours. That means each hour, this person, Anjali, can clean 1/9. Paul can clean the attic in 10 hours. That means each hour, Paul can clean 1/10 of the attic. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to start with this formula. Okay. Now there are a couple other methods and a couple other videos, but we're going to use this formula. So fraction number 1 plus fraction number 2 equals 1 job. Okay. So T is going to be equal to the time it takes them to do it together. Okay. So Anjali's fraction is T over 9. Paul's fraction is T over 10 is equal to 1 job. Now we're always looking for the lowest common denominator, not this time. Instead of the lowest common denominator, we're just going to get the guaranteed common denominator. So we're going to multiply 9 times 10 together. We're going to call it the LCD, and we're going to do the same thing, but it might not be the lowest. So take the 90 and multiply it by everything on the left and everything on the right. Okay. So 90 divided by 9 is 10. 90 divided by 10 is 9. 10t plus 9t equals 90. 19t is equal to 90 divided by 19. So 90 divided by 19 is 4.74 hours. Okay, let's see if that makes sense. Anjali can clean the attic in 9 hours. If there was two of this person, it would take them 4.5 or 4.5. Paul can clean the attic in 10 hours. Two of this person would take 5. Can you see that this number is bigger than 4.5 and less than 5? So, yes, it's reasonable. Okay, number 5, we're going to go straight to the formula. So, this person does a half, this person does a fraction, not necessarily a half. This person does a fraction equal to one job. Step 1, write your formula. Now we're going to put T's at the top. We're going to take these numbers and put it at the bottom. Okay, now we're going to solve by eliminating the fraction. Okay, the common denominator we're going to get by multiplying the two denominators together. So 110, multiply 110 to the everything on the left and everything on the right. Now, the nice thing is if I take 110 divided by 11, I get 10t. 110 divided by 10, I get 11t. 1 times 110 is 110. So combine like terms, divide by 21. So t is equal to 5.24 hours. Okay, so let's look. If it takes Jill 11 hours, two of them would be 5.5. If it takes Shauna 10 hours, two of them would be 5. I'm expecting a number somewhere in between 5 and 5.5. And the answer is 5.24.